Howdy folks, Sapper here, aka Sean, with another installment of Main Battle Tank. Yep, I'm still playing it. It's getting a little bit easier, so it's definitely, it's not impossible. I think Ryan had commented something about this might be a retirement game. I don't think so. This is not ASL level. I attempted ASL once and wasn't very successful with it. But this seems a little bit easier. The tables are extremely intimidating. There's tables upon cross-referencing upon more tables, so that can definitely, that is the scary part. Is just seeing all these charts and tables and thinking, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do with all these? So anyway, it is the end of turn 3. In this thing, the Americans are getting their asses whipped. So, you know, I can blame that on not knowing the game and how to position stuff. Yeah, it's not going to be much longer just because the Americans don't have a whole lot of tanks left. And this is definitely a tank combat game. So if you look over here, the Americans have lost, what, 2 tow missile launchers, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks. The Russians have only lost 1 tank, so yeah, it's not going to be much longer. Here in the south, with these 2 objectives, the Americans pushed for this bridge right here, and you can see that we have a KO'd tank, a brewed up tank, and another brewed up tank. This guy is going to make a run for it. He's hiding in the scrub this time. These guys are on the road in the open. And you can see these guys up here. These are the ones that shot at him. I got my arrows that kind of show who shot and at what ranges. So basically all these ranges, 10 and 11, that's short range. So yeah, it's chances to hit at short range are usually pretty high. So, you know, these guys really didn't stand a chance. Any of the sabot rounds that these tanks use they have higher penetration values than the armor values of the tanks they're shooting at, so it's pretty much an insta-kill if you hit them. I mean, you can only hope for to knock out the tracks or something like that. So that's what we got going on down in the south. We got this guy here. He's going to push for these 2 objectives. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. This is the company commander and the platoon sergeant. They're going to try to make a push here. Actually, they're going to hide in the scrub here. The scrub gives you some cover bonuses. That's what this stuff right here is. If you can kind of see the difference between this hex here and this hex here. That's scrub. So this is the platoon sergeant and the platoon leader. They're doing their hero push towards the objective. We'll see what happens there. Alright, so I'm not quite sure where I was at. I had to go shut my alarm on my phone off. But I think I was coming up to here. So you can see that we've got some attack arrows here. The tow missile launcher that was here, gone. We've got another tank that's been destroyed here. Let's see, these guys, they moved up into the trees, except for this one. He's in the clear. And that brings me to another thing. One of my gripes about the game is, let's see, here we go. This is one of my gripes about the game. So the counters are large, right? They're 7/8 inch counters. At least the vehicles are. The infantry counters and these counters here, those are 5/8. But so the counters are large, which is great, and the hexes are large too. I mean, you put that counter in there, and it's got plenty of space. But this counter fills the entire hex, and which is awesome, right? If there's nothing else by him. And facing in this game matters too. So like this is the front, right? So if I have something like this going on, you can see that stuff starts getting pushed around, and then you're going to have a lot of stack of stuff, right? So you can see you're going to have your fire move counters. If I'm playing with the turret facing rules, then that counter is on there. You can have, you know, damage counters stacked on top of that. So, you know, kudos to having, you know, large counters. But honestly, I don't really think that the GMT really needed to make the counters that large. Look at the information that's on here. The only information that's on these counters that's important are these three numbers here, and that's just movement. There's nothing else to that. You have the name of the type of the vehicle, which is the M60A3 TTS, and then underneath that you have UM2B162, which is basically just a number, right? It helps you keep track of what vehicle is what vehicle. As you can see here on this board, my headquarters tanks, the platoon sergeant and the platoon leader, are 148 and 149. So that helps me remember which tank is which. But I still have to keep a cube by it, because, you know, honestly, when you've got this many counters on the board, you're still gonna, you know, those numbers are small and you're not gonna see what's going on. So GMT, great on having large counters, but the counters shouldn't be larger than the hexes that they're going to go in, because, you know, if I have to rotate this bad boy, it's overhanging. So, you know, good on you for trying something cool, but I think it's not necessarily the best. So that's the end of my gripe about that. So we had this platoon that moved up here. The big thing is going to be right here. This is, and see, you can't, and again with the large pieces, you can't see the underlying terrain. So like here, I mean, that 113 is in the building area. So anyway, this area right here, that's nothing but buildings. So, and there's a lot of infantry in there. So there's going to be a big infantry fight happening in that town. It's going to be ugly. I'll play at least through that, just so that I can get the experience of playing with infantry units, which I have not been able to do yet. It's been all vehicular combat, you know, basically tank on tank. And then I did have the tow missiles, which there's a little bit different rules for missiles than there are for main guns. But so you can see that it's going to be a big brouhaha there pretty soon. The Soviets have secured that objective. The Soviets have secured this objective. And then you got this line of guys. These guys are positioned perfectly. Basically, they can cover this whole area right down here. So, into turn 3. Not looking good for the home team. Well, the Americans. So, we'll see how it goes. It's definitely going to be fun. And I'll probably end up playing again, just so I can get the experience of playing some more, and maybe I'll get to throw some more rules in there. I mean, I haven't even touched, this scenario only uses tanks, anti-tank guided missiles, and some infantry stuff. So artillery hasn't even been touched, aircraft, fixed wing aircraft haven't been touched, helicopters haven't even been touched. There's so much stuff that I haven't even done yet, and it's not because I've avoided it, it's just because this particular scenario doesn't utilize all that stuff. But there's still a lot that I haven't even done in this game, so it's getting a little bit easier. The intimidation factor is definitely a big part of it. I mean, you know, when you look at something like this, charts upon charts upon charts, and that's just one side. That's the combat side. Then you have, you know, the movement and sequence of play, which is over here, and you have all that stuff. And then you have vehicle cards with, you know, just chart upon chart. You know, it can be intimidating, but I don't think it's as bad as I initially thought it was going to be. So anyway, I guess that's enough for now. You guys are probably going to be tired of hearing me ramble on. Time to drink some more beer. Got my America which that's the only thing good going for the Americans right now is this beer, because they're definitely not making a good showing for themselves here on the field of battle. But anyway, y'all have a good night, and we'll catch y'all later. Bye.